Hey, Julie, how you doing?
Great. Great to be here.
Yeah, great to have you on today. I took a look at your website, and it's sort of interesting, this theme that you created around making the mortgage industry fun. Can you talk about
Huh.
that a little bit?
Yeah, when I started the industry, there weren't a lot of people that looked like me. It was like an older, mostly men, and they all the way they would talk and their headsets, it was just like so boring. And so I just wanted to bring some fun and my personality, and yeah, into a process that sometimes can be grueling.
Yeah. And I read, did you start this business when you were 19?
I did, yeah.
Wow.
So I was in school and I came home on a weekend, and a girlfriend of mine was an assistant to a realtor, and she said, "Oh, you should become a loan officer." And I never even heard the term before, but I had a shopping habit. And so I looked into it and just got my license and got started.
So literally a friend of yours, you were a teenager, a friend of yours said, hey, you should do this.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay.
And yeah, and she and I, we're not even friends. That was like almost 20 years ago. We don't even talk anymore. And I really need to send her a letter to thank her, because she has no idea, the kind of impact she had.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So how do you start to become a loan officer? Is there a test that you take, or what's the certification involved?
You need an NMLS license, like a loan originator license. So you have to do, like, I don't know, maybe 50 hours of some education, and then you take an exam.
And is that process, is that like a 3 month start to finish?
I think if you really cram these days, back then you had to go into a classroom. Now you can do it online and self-study kind of thing. So I think if you really push, you could probably do it in 30 days.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, good for you. I mean, to start a business at 19 and to have that conviction. So when
Mm-hmm.
you started, were you working for someone else, or did you automatically say, nope, I'm doing this myself?
Yeah, I started on my own, and it didn't hurt that I still lived at home. So, because being commission only in sales, it's scary when you've got a big car payment and other obligations. So I was so young that I really could just go all in.
That's cool. So how did you go about getting your first customer?
Oh, so the first one actually, so there was a guy, a realtor. So, we can get our clients directly or a lot of times through real estate agents. So there was a gentleman that used to door knock my parents' house, and he used to do like the magnets with the calendar. And so I saw his calendar, and so I called him up, and I think at first he thought I was a client, like a buyer or seller. And I said, your magnet's on my parents' refrigerator, call me. And he did. And then I said, well, I'm a lender and I want your business. And then he started using me.
It really is just a matter of just asking for the business, isn't it?
Yeah.
So many people I find that it's just through in life are shy about going after what they want.
Mm-hmm.
So, so in that vein, what drives you? I mean, you've taken this agency, and it looks like you've got like 6 people now working there. Like, what is driving you to build this tremendous growth?
What's driving me? Well, getting married helped. So now with AJ and his vision and what we do together, that kind of, because after a while it can get a little bit monotonous. But yeah, being married, having obligations.
Yeah, so you're driven by the need to support your lifestyle.
Yeah.
Many of us are.
Right. And
Okay.
now with a team. So before I had a team, it was really easy. It was just me. But now there's other people that depend on me. So yeah, that makes me get out of bed.
Is there anywhere along the way here where you kind of, I don't know, you struggled, or you faced some kind of self-doubt about what you were doing?
Well, in being so young, that was difficult because, people, even my own parents, I think at first were like, I don't know, I'm not going to give you our loan. This is like their biggest asset. So being young definitely, it was a challenge. And so back then I used to, wear like fancy Ann Taylor suits and I dressed like an old lady way too soon, just so I could, give them, maybe fool myself at first. Like I needed this look to be able to handle that kind of business. But yeah,
You seem like a pretty confident person to me.
yeah, a little
Like nothing's
bit.
gonna hold. Once you get something in your mind, it seems like you're just gonna go for it, and nothing's gonna get in the
Mhm.
way.
Hmm. And I always think I couldn't really see myself working for other people. And my parents teased me. One of my first jobs was passing out towels at a tennis club. And I hated it. It was just like the worst. And think after like 3 days, I was like, I'm out of here. Like I couldn't. Yeah. So interesting.
Yeah. Do you want to get into marketing at all and talk about sort of, how you mentioned realtors before. I imagine they're a big part of it, but
Hmm.
what are you doing to help grow the business from a marketing standpoint?
Well, so about, I don't even know now, maybe 10 years ago, I had created a marketing video, kind of like a day in the life. So clients, because at that time I wanted to scale, but I couldn't meet people face to face. So that video let people into my life, and it helped kind of build the brand. And then eventually, we got the website and all kinds of other cool things we do with marketing. But definitely that video, I would say, helped pave the way for the brand voice and all that other stuff, especially because, like throughout the video, I think I'm drinking the whole time, and, it just kind of lets people know. And so when I was single, I remember I get a call from a client and it's like, oh, well, I'm going on a hot date. Like, can I call you tomorrow? And they're like, oh yeah, get it, girl. Like they just right away feel like they've got this relationship with me because they've seen my apartment. They've seen how it.
Uh-huh. Do you still have that video?
I do.
I would love to link up to it if you're
Yeah,
if you're agreeable to that.
of course.
It's funny that that's the cool thing about video, I think, is that it lets people connect with you in a different way. Like I get that a lot with my business. So like, oh, I saw your video and I like, you looked honest or whatever.
Uh-huh.
You're like, oh, I saw your video. It looks like you'd be a lot of fun to hang out with.
Right.
Let's
Yeah,
do a loan.
exactly.
All right. So can we talk about the future a little bit and like where the industry might be going and what you're excited about?
Yeah, so we're growing. We're looking for, hiring other loan partners and, kind of expanding. So, and also where people, because the business is my name. So we're rebranding to Aragon Lending Team and building or adding new loan partners on so people don't feel like they need to talk to me. We built a system that is pretty efficient and like sprinkles fun throughout the whole process. So that's exciting to see.
Yeah, just the continued growth.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So are you willing to be a mentor if your younger self came along, some 20-year-old,
Uh-huh.
do you have time to help with someone?
So I'm mentoring a couple of people right now.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, but if people have questions, I get a lot of email from people just starting out, and I try to kind of guide them, whether it's different coaching or programs, people to follow online, because now there's some really good coaches and yeah.
Cool. Is there anything that you would like to talk about that I haven't covered yet? Anything I've missed?
I don't think so. I mean, unless you have any other questions.
I don't have any other questions.
Okay, well, this was fun. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Julie.
Okay, bye.